Kevin. Doing a good job on an introduction is kind of like wetting your pants in a dark blue suit. It gives you a warm feeling, but nobody seems to notice. My pleasure, my distinct pleasure, to stand before you at the end of my career, and I'm not promising that, but at least that's where we're standing at this point. And I say that because when I spoke of my assistant coach recently to my boosters, I described him as a Hall of Fame coach on the front end of his career. And that would be Stephen Gunn. Remember I said that. Those of you that are young enough, he is young, but he will be there. And you don't think about this day. I don't think there's probably any of these gentlemen, and congratulations to all of you, that we set out to become Hall of Fame coaches. We set out to do the best job we can with the young men and the young women that we're charged with. And unfortunately, the greatest coaches sometimes don't end up in this kind of organization. They may not have the kind of success that we've been fortunate enough to have. They, in spite of that, have inspired their charges. They've got the most from the young men and young women that they coached. They left them feeling good about what they did, and they were better young men and young ladies when they passed into their next endeavor. So perhaps we overstate, but at the same time, you know that these gentlemen and those before them have done many things right, and it's a good motivation for all of the coaches that aspire to be. There's a saying that the more help that you have in your garden, the less it belongs to you. And my garden doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the many assistant coaches. It belongs to Brett Collick, a Hall of Fame member, by the way, and Will Springs, still athletic director. Hired him straight out of college. He retired there. Amazing story. How many times has that happened? Can you name one person who might have done that? I can't, except Brett. My garden belongs to Charles Terry. It belongs to Dale Ripple, assistants at Drury. It belongs to Mike Keltner in the Hall of Fame, if not will be. It belongs to Bay Quinn, whom I left. Sorry, it's part of my persona I'm trying to deal with. Whom I left my sons. As I was going to college at Drury. To this day, one of the hardest things that I've ever done. Even though I didn't have to take them out of the school they were in, I didn't have to move them, I justified it. It was it's very difficult because coaching your sons and in spite of everything that we've accomplished at Drury and at Republic, great places, great people. I would stayed. I would have stayed at Hillcrest and got fired, which I always said that every coach would be if they stayed at one place long enough. And that's part of the numbers.